Hi, I'm Lynn Schneblett with Educating with Wisdom, and I'm the ambassador for Heaven's creating and protecting goddesses and archangels over life. I'm really hoping that YouTube continues to hold on to my channel. I understand that they need to be a for-profit organization, as I understand that. This has been important for my case, and YouTube, I understand that you and Google are part of the Alphabet Group. And the Alphabet Group has Aleph from the Hatti and the Hurrians, which is A, which means to voice, to speak. It does not mean the ox. And we have the Z for the Zion, which is, as it turns out, also from the Hurrian, which means Zion is actually not Hebrew, it's actually Hurrian. And these are the protecting goddesses that I've been working with. So I'm hoping that you leave me up there, but if you don't, I thank you for the opportunity that you've given me. And I hope that you leave this up long enough for my case to get out, because we are working on this. And clearly our Constitution is not working correctly. And from the perspective of being a feminist and somebody deeply involved and has been involved in the environment and the ecology and many, many things, it's important that these things come out for women and for normal men. So we're going to talk for a minute about the Fiona Hill. And I am, as I said, the ambassador for Heaven's creating and protecting goddesses and archangels over life. Whether you're the Artemis or whether you're the Shakti, or whether you're the Guadalupe, or whether you're looking at the Kuan Yin or Hlin out of the Norse, we're really talking about women. And it's important that we understand what is a delusion of grandeur and what isn't a delusion of grandeur, what is magical thinking. Now, there's no, I for one am going to tell you there are so many wrong things in the Bible, and there's so much misogyny, and this is all over the place. And the misogyny is not helping men, because if it enables magical thinking on their part, that doesn't help them to develop. So, I'm looking out there. So with that in mind, we want to take a look at Fiona Hill. And when I listen to Fiona Hill, she has the ability to have this, you see this sort of softness in my voice that you hear. And right, there's that kind of lilt. Even though I may be expressive with my hands, I'm also deeply expressive with my voice. And Fiona has that pattern that I'm seeing in transsexual people. This ability to attack a conversation, okay? And it's there with transsexual men to women. And of course, we're being so demoralized in sports, so demoralized all over the place. Men have been in charge of women's fashion. If you take a look at the fashion, the anorexic, 15-year-olds that are on the catwalk. I mean, this is not something that healthy women or I would choose for a woman. This is something that's ruled by men. So the thing about Fiona Hill is that she doesn't speak like a normal woman. And what I'm seeing with men, regardless if you're Abraham or if you are homosexuals or the church, they're hiding behind women. It's like you're hiding behind our coattails. And in the past, it was we're going to hide behind the Virgin Mary so that we can do what we want to do. But now they're hiding behind saying we are women. Oh, we have our period. Well, you're a man. You can't have your period. All these various things. Well, and when we get back to that Keando Wiley statement of kill whitey, getting rid of white women, and the head of the Buddhist church saying that it's Western women that are going to have to move this whole thing forward. Well, if you get rid of us, how are we going to move it forward? And I'm also reaching out to the Hindus, because the Hurrians and the Matini and the Hindus and all of that were all sort of related to this pre-Abraham group, pre-Rome. And the Hindus still have the female divine. That is prominent and important, that it's involved in life. So I must reach out to the Hindus. I must. So let's go ahead and take a look at Fiona Hill. And do you see, I know I introduced this other, does anybody else think she has a penis? And does anyone else here think that if that's true, that that sort of completely skews what's going on with these hearings? I meant to get this up earlier, and you'll see that I have a much earlier date that I took it on. So here we go. Let's get out of looking at me. And here's Fiona Hill. Well, let's click out of it first so that you can see when I did this. When did I do this? Screenshot here, properties here. So I did it on the 24th. I actually found it on my cell phone earlier because she felt like, when I saw her, she felt like Udo, my former husband, who said he wanted to get dressed up in women's clothing. And that in itself looks, leave of absence, looks rather normal. I'll show you Udo, because he took off and never said goodbye to his children and hiding all over the place and still writing books. Okay, so imagine him with hair being, younger and slimmer. But that was Udo. And there was something about that person that reminded me of Udo. So let's go on and take a peek now again of this. I hope we're listening to this. I hope you can hear it. Here she is. And that looks pretty normal. But again, remember, I have that energy ability, and so I'm kind of feeling other things. Can I get out of this and just, oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this. So let's see if we can get this now moving. Come on, you, open. Right. Now, this is where we see the features aren't quite right. Right? You understand that the features now begin to look more masculine. And when she says, oh, well, it's my woman's intuition that, made me go X, Y, and Z. He's hiding behind being a woman. Let's move it over. Right. Could be a woman, but again, I listened to it and it felt like the pattern speech of these group of people that they just really, oh yeah, you're going to see this. Okay, so we're going to take a picture of this, and right, that's really not like a woman. Not like a woman. And this is where I noticed some of the people around her, the person that spoke with her looked like LGBTQ. And if we notice, the panties are wrong. There's a problem that's wrong with the panties in this area, and it's going to become more prevalent. Let's make this smaller. Can I get through this one? Yeah, I can. Right here. Notice these people don't kind of look like the normal dude and kind of the normal kind of going on here. There's something not normal looking about, guys, again, I noticed the panty was wrong. So I said, okay, well, let's look forward. So, here we go. Let's see if I can get it in here. Maybe not. I guess I can't. Where are we looking here? I guess we're looking here. Right. These are these kind of cover-up panties that they wear. I gotta remember to do this. This is not normal for women at all. Unless, of course, she's incontinent. I don't think so. Now, this is where it gets very weird. Okay, everybody. Now, here's the person. It really looks like the LGBTQ showed up in that group. And, guys, that is not, that's not normal. It is not normal. Everybody, let's take a look. It's not normal. That's not normal. This is not normal. This is not normal. It's not normal. It's not. That's that looks like a penis to me. Definitely. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. Yeah. So. And see if we want to talk about it, we can't because everything is right. So we have all these things here that aren't normal. So that whole spiel that she gave you is all just her line. And the reason why they don't like the Russians is because the Russians and the Chinese don't allow the LGBTQ to have free reign. So we actually have terrorists from the United States and from other parts of England. And oh, that's not good. I mean, definitely, folks, that's like, definitely. Okay, so I would like to thank them. Right. And the picture, the one picture of her husband, he's like, where did he come from? Well, we don't really know. And it's the same picture, just flipped in different directions, and it's never, there's nothing of them together. That doesn't make any sense. Is that a penis? Okay, now, so let's go out of there for a minute or minimize it. And we're going to minimize this. And we can minimize here. I need to, oh, wait a minute, I want to get that. At the same time, I noticed there were a few other weird things, and this caught my eye, because this is what came out. So let's open this up. It was this Newsweek that came out at the end of, and it was a new public health study released by University of Toronto researchers found that raising mortality in white Americans is partially due to perceptions that they are losing social status. The paper entitled Growing Sense of Social Status and Threat. So why would the University of Toronto be doing this? And it was in this thing. And I thought, you know, that really sounds like the LGBTQ. And it really did. So let's go and see who reported it. That person wrote that. That person wrote that. Seattle-based writer. Now, this is the kind of thing that LGBTQ do. And you could say, well, that could be a woman. Yeah, they could. It could be. Until you go to the next picture, which was her site. Oh, no, that's not her. Let's go back here. This is her. And that was her, that's her, Michaela, Marika, Michaela, and that's her site. And she's got the two bananas there for the, you know, penises. So these LGBTQ are inciting white men. And they're doing, and there is an attack on white women, and there's an attack on white men. And there's an attack of LGBTQ men on women, period. Even the Catholic Church. I mean, you should see what they've written about women. It's ridiculous. So, right, that's her site. Join us on, and that's you know, like, so not good. That's not something that, now, so that's her. Now, the person who who wrote the article is, this is the researcher from the University of Toronto, which is, okay, maybe. Let's move across. There's the one who wrote the Newsweek, that little thingy that we read, and that's with the penises, and definitely not okay. Right, definitely not. And they're inciting problems. That is the researcher. Well, so if we cannot discuss these things, this is, what's going on here. We're not allowed to discuss these things. Well, it's not good. And that was the other person who spoke. Also, she has a partner that's a woman, but at least she admits she's a woman and her partner's a woman. So it's like the LGBTQ went right after Trump. And they've gone after the Russians. They've gone after the Chinese. They have instituted different cells to help set off social upheaval. If you look at, let's see if we can find him. Maybe I have it. Oh, no, that's such a bad picture of Michelle Obama. And of course, there's the picture of her with that thing is not loose change in her pants. So I have these pictures of her, and we have other pictures of her standing up, and it's so not good. So not good. These pictures were so not good. Let's go back into my sent. Oh, the New Brunswick shooter. There's a picture of him in jail, and he's flanked, or she's flanked, between two men, and he looks really petite next to the two men. He's got a kind of waistline. He does. And why would an LGBTQ man go to Pakistan on vacation unless you're showing up to see the LGBT community that's there? But also, when I looked at him online, his brow was weird. Like they have fillers to build it up. So we look at LGBTQ women to men, but there are, men to women, but there are also women to men. There would be no reason for him to go to all these Muslim countries on a vacation. Unless, of course, you're there with an LGBTQ community or you're studying terrorism there. There's no reason for this. So the Chinese and the Russians have, in my opinion, sound purposes. We're being attacked. As a woman, I've been attacked. You can see the attacks online. Here we go. So here. Okay. I think that's it for now. I hope this worked. Let's see. I wonder if we're going to have sound this time so that I can upload it. Maybe yes, maybe not.